In other news, Ryan got so jealous of me finally having a piece of beer news that he shut off the internet.
That's right. I must have been so crazy that the stream just collapsed in on itself of you actually having a piece of beer news. So
Also, Ryan might have to replace his mouse because you can only
yeah,
throw it off the arm of an armchair 87 times?
yeah.
Is it the 88th that does it?
Yeah, the mouse is definitely struggling. Oh boy. Well,
Well, it's now clicked on every piece of your screen.
yeah, I know. I really am a little concerned with what's going on with this computer here.
There's
So,
not a... It's taking over.
yeah. All right. Well, let's see if we can get a few people back here. I get before you give us your beer news. Let's see if we can stall for some time.
I mean, it wasn't really that exciting.
It wasn't really that exciting.
It's not revolutionary beer news.
Mm. Yeah.
But Rod J's back.
Oh, good. Rod J's back. All right.
Hey.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties tonight. Just the best. Yeah, I know. I hung up on everybody. Now everybody's mad at me.
You didn't even just hang up on everybody. You hung up on me while I was beer news.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, see.
What is this?
Maybe this is the great joke. Like we can
We'll just keep this gag going.
We can have a special Brenda segment every week, but it gets cut off right before you start.
I like it.
Yeah. That'd be pretty great.
I'll just post on Facebook alluding to what I was talking about while we were off the air.
Yeah. See, now I'm going to have to go back and post a second link to this. It's going to be a whole thing. Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing.
Well, I didn't do it, so...
Yeah, you didn't do it. That's right. That's fair.
Suck an egg. Anyway.
Oh, Joe says we upset the macro gods. They shut down our internet.
I would agree with you if I didn't watch him go to click on something else.
Oh, that's too funny.
And then it just like veered right.
Oh, that's too funny. I love it.
It was impressive.
Yeah, it was.
You guys, he was pointing on the opposite side of the screen.
It was an impressive technical fail
over here
from my mouse that apparently needs to go to the graveyard. Hey, Junior's beer review found us though. Papa Top. That's right.
Am I ever gonna get to my beer news?
Okay, we got most of the people back, so you can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so I learned a thing.
Okay.
Because, as we have mentioned multiple times on our live streams, because I'm a tiny excited person.
Sure.
We're going to Bali for our honeymoon.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. So obviously, it has been a great source of research of what we are going to drink while in Bali.
Yep.
Involving, a lot of articles about methanol that I probably should not have gone down the rabbit hole of, but we did. I went there, I came back, it's all okay. But so we were looking into craft beer.
Yep.
We found a couple breweries on Bali that are local but don't necessarily have taproom space.
Right.
So then we were looking into craft beer bars. And one of the interesting things I found, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name, and I probably should have stayed off air long enough to pull it up on my Instagram. If I were smart.
Oh, okay. So
but I didn't. There's a service industry group of people who run around. I think they started in Indonesia as a whole, but they go around sourcing craft beer from all over the world and bringing it to Bali, and not only just like bringing beer to Bali, but doing a whole bunch of like education launches, and they'll hold these like crazy host parties.
Very cool.
It's super nifty. So their whole thing is finding cool craft beer to bring in from all over the world. So there's some stuff from New Zealand, there's some stuff from California, and it seems like so the way they operate is that they have host bars with just like, or bottle shops with just separate fridges.
Yeah.
So then whatever they decide to bring in that month gets stocked in the fridge.
Oh, very cool.
And that's your like international craft beer of the moment.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that's a cool kind of like community oriented importer. It's kind of what you're thinking.
And I thought it was really interesting because I mean, obviously being in Indonesia, there's a level of like beer isolation.
Yep.
We're talking Muslim country, high import tax, Not a lot of local beers.
Right.
Hardly any local beers. If
Yeah.
anybody happens to know of Balinese beer we really need to try, please let me know. Because I am very curious.
Yeah, that one's a bit of a struggle, but yeah.
We haven't been to a place that doesn't, like, roll out the barrels.
Right. Yep.
Na 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 na. There you go. There's my polka moment for the day. You guys have had cheese curds and polka.
That's right.
Now forgive me while I try to remember
good stream
how to
tonight for sure.
find people I follow on the Instagrams. I will get there, I promise. Ryan, it's up to you now.
Oh, okay, sure thing. Yeah. Junior's beer reviews here. Hey, what's up? We got loves our channel. Good to hear that. Yeah.
We love it too.
Joe from Beer Patrol says beer, cheese curds, and polka are some of the best times, which he's totally right on that for sure. Yeah. So yeah, you guys down for Meriton Monday next week? Oh, okay. You got Beervana, yeah.
I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
They serve Bali and Jakarta.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So all Indonesian.
Right. Yeah. Very cool.
And they're hiring.
Yeah. Sounds like a cool concept. You got people who really care about beer. Really focusing on getting great beers into Indonesia in general. So that sounds really, really cool, and that definitely sounds like a way to really get some public support behind good quality beer in the country. So it sounds really good.
And as we're talking about emerging beer markets,
right? And Indonesia. You know, you
don't. It's a tough market.
Well, it is a tough market, but you don't remember that they're probably, I think they're the 4th or the 5th most populous nation on Earth. Like,
yeah,
they're a whole big island chain, but they're also fairly densely populated. You know.
Apparently, Deschutes was the last big one. So,
okay.
Ironically, this did come full circle because I'm scrolling through the Instagram right now. And I see the Mirror Pond Pale Ale that came up earlier, and also a whole bunch of cases of Black Butte.
Mm-hmm.
So now you know.
Cool. Yeah. Well, support for Meriton Monday is growing, so now we got to do it. So I hope you're ready.
Anderson Valley was the name of the beer I couldn't come up with, which we don't get here.
Yep.
Which I think would be really hilarious to be like, oh, we're going to Bali. What are you drinking? Anderson Valley.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. love that Black Butte though.
That's one of my favorites.
Beer. That is a great beer right there. Yeah.
If that was prevalent enough to be a staple, I would have had that one as my staple beer.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right, any other beer news? Any other topics? We're going to the Minnesota State Fair tomorrow. Woo! So we're going to be trying some cool exclusive beers that our local brewers love brewing just for that event. So that's going to be really neat. We're going to get some probably unique flavors going on.
Well, and it gets even better.
Yeah.
You missed the point that the reason we're going to the State Fair on a Tuesday night is because we're going for a beer talk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. One of our local brewers, the local Craft Brewers Guild in Minnesota, as well as one local brewery, are going to be talking about innovation in craft beer tomorrow night. So I'm really interested in to see what they come up with, what they talk about, and I'll be sure to come on maybe even later in the week to kind of share with everybody what they talked about and what I learned there. So I think that'll be really cool. And
this is a thing at the State Fair. So we have Land of 10,000 Beers. If you're not a Minnesota person, you know that we're the land of 10,000 lakes. It's way more than 10,000, but whoever. Cartography is hard. Anyway, so we have the Land of 10,000 Beers in the Agriculture and Horticulture building that beyond having, 10 different local beer flights?
Yeah, they have 10 different flights for sale.
It's crazy. I love them.
And every flight has 4 different beers. So what's that, 40 beers?
I can math
40
exactly
beers.
that well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But so beyond having 40 local beers to serve to the Minnesota and surrounding populace, they also do beer education talks with different local breweries or Brewers Guild members.
Yeah.
noon, 3, and 6 every single day.
Right.
The fair runs for 12 days.
Yeah. So how many topics is that?
36.
36. Very good.
I mathed.
You math good.
I mathed.
Yep.
But so beyond even just serving beer, they're really heavy on beer education.
Right.
And like we talked about last week, it's great because you can get your craft beer next to your University of Minnesota developed apples, next to the stand all about honey, next to the seed art, next to the flower show.
Right. And
all in the same building.
And it really just brings together that, yeah, this is a local, agricultural product. Because that's essentially what beer is. It's barley and hops and yeast and water. Like that's essentially it. And, it's really, really cool to see that, that the state has embraced it as one of the great things that we make here.
Well, and as much as the state fair takes place not in the middle of, it's in Falcon Heights. Surprise! It's not actually in Minneapolis or St. Paul. But as much as the state fair is kind of a rural agricultural foundation, it's in the middle of an urban center.
Right.
So I think the contrast between those two are really cool, and especially in the Ag Court building, making those rural resources and kind of the foundations of that really approachable to everybody that comes to the fair. So you're like, oh, I like beer. What else am I going to learn about through this?
Yeah, absolutely.
So beyond just drinking beer, really the education and then the extension of beer education into agricultural education, into natural resource management, in the, I care about this thing, I should care about these other 12 things.
Right.
Is really cool.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I think so I guess we'll have to report back either later this week or on unofficial Meritzen Monday this next week. All right, so thanks everybody
I'm already sick of Meritzen Monday.
You're already sick of Meritzen Monday?
I already am sick of this.
Oh, that's too bad. All right, thanks for everybody for joining us tonight. Apologies for the technical difficulty in the middle there. But yeah, thanks so much, everybody. We'll probably be back next Monday, hopefully for some Meritzen Monday, maybe a little more beer news, and we'll definitely talk about our experience at the fair too if we don't see you before then. So cheers, everybody. Have a good night.